Hello, people. Hello, hello. I love that countdown. That countdown made me feel like, we on somebody's TV set for real. Thank you all for joining me. Welcome to my YouTube live. This is the Q with Q show. Shout out to everybody. I see you in the comments right now. I see Memphis from Yvonne. I see Jasmine EG from Georgia. I love saying Georgia that way. If you want, take a moment to rep your hood. Ooh, that's a little hood. Take a moment to rep where you are streaming from right now. Where are you streaming from? Let us know. Thank you all so much for joining us. I know I have the YouTube and I know I have the TikTok and the Twitter and all of that. And people want quick, easy, up-to-date info. But I truly appreciate the people that come here as well. And we get a little bit more chitting and chatting, if you will, about the day's events and just things that we've seen. So we're going to take a little bit of time to discuss today's events, and then we're going to take a little bit of time to what Elizabeth Warren posted tonight. If you've been following me long enough, then you know Elizabeth Warren is my girl. Like, that was my candidate for president. Obviously, things didn't shake out that way, and that's okay. We accept Joe and accept Kamala. Okay, Crazy Peaceful. I see Houston, Texas in the comments. That's where I'm from. So I always got to show love to the H-Time crew. Michelle Miller, Chicago. I see you, boo. Okay, everybody, Georgia, Nashville. But we're going to take some time to discuss something that Elizabeth Warren tweeted that I thought was phenomenal. I'm like, this is why she's my girl. This is why. But before we get into that, I just want to lay some ground rules. You all know you can always chat in the comment whether you agree or disagree to what's being said. If you see somebody that disagrees with your consciousness of thought, I would dare argue that all of us that are on here, you probably think like I do. But as I've told you before, I have some Republican followers as well. Shout out M.I. Granny Scratcher. I couldn't even get to that. Who sent the super sticker. Everybody, I'm going to get to that in a minute. But before I say that, what I want to say is if you see somebody that does not agree, engage with that person and talk. Dissent, not disrespect, okay? I know the last 4 years, things have been extremely charged and people have gotten all the way beside themselves. But I want us, especially if you're going to be here on my platform, to be able to disagree with each other. We can go at it to the end. And what I mean by go at it, I mean disagree. But what I don't do, what I don't tolerate is the disrespect. So please, civil discourse is allowed. Go ahead and say what you got to say. Now, shout out to M.I. Granny Scratcher who gave a super sticker. We haven't even gotten into anything and already gave a super sticker. If you all are not familiar with super stickers or super chats, super stickers and super chats are another way for content creators to be funded. As you know, I do this full time. Yes, you have seen me on TV, but I do not work for any TV station. Those appearances are just because they reach out and they are looking for somebody to talk about the conversation at hand. This is what I do full time. You all are my bread and butter. Anytime that I go ahead and put out there, my Cash App, my Venmo, all those things continue to help fund my life, keep these lights on, keep me able to do this thing full time. And so the super stickers here on YouTube and the super chat is another way for you to help content creators. So not even just me. If you see some other people that you all rock with, that you like their content, give them some super stickers. Give them some super comments, because baby, it's hard out here for a creator trying to make that rent every month. Okay, anyway, no, that didn't rhyme. I thought it was gonna rhyme, but it didn't. It rhymed in my head, but it didn't actually here. So I see everybody's done repping. Love you too, Lakeisha. Thank you so much. Hey, from Georgia, correct. Georgia, we'll be looking at you. Shout out to Rebecca Cates, who just sent a super sticker. Thank you so much. The super stickers and the super chats get me going. Q, why don't you try and get I to DC? Whitney West, you're going to have to redo that for me because I don't know what you mean, sis. I don't know what you mean by that. So we are going to get into today's events. Excuse me. Shout out to you, Corell. Corell, you come through. Corell Anderson Purcell. I've done YouTube Live, I think 3 days, and you continue to hit me up with the super stickers and the super chat. That's love, sis. I am appreciative of it. Trust and believe. So let me go to my notes because I got notes. So what did we see today? Trump broke his silence. broke his silence. Now, when I say silence, we know he's still been tweeting, still been going on, doing all of that shenanigans. Let me get a little sip. And he finally came out and made a public appearance, right? A public appearance in the Rose Garden talking about Operation Warp Speed and about the coronavirus vaccine. Okay, Bree King, thank you so much. Actually, I do have a vacation next week, so I'll be talking about that. Thank you. Shout out to you for the super comment. Naked Truth Experience. Shout out to you for the super sticker. Thank you so much. He came out and talked about the coronavirus and where we are with that, or the vaccine. As you know, I reported that Pfizer has come out and had a vaccine that is 90% effective. From what we have ascertained from Pfizer is that this is their second go-round. So the people in their clinical trial need 2 vaccines, and per that, after they get the second vaccine, then it's 90% effective. Now, y'all know I'm already waiting on Anthony Fauci. I need Dr. Fauci to go ahead and co-sign that thing. Until then, I don't care who say it. I don't care if Biden come out and say it. I don't care if Kamala come out and say it. What did Dr. Fauci say? If Dr. Fauci don't say it's good, I don't want no parts of it. I'm not listening to Deborah Birx. No, because we didn't already seen sis capitulate. No, I don't want nobody that has capitulated, or in other words, bowed down, giving up their power, their position to Trump to please his agenda. I'm not going to have it. Side note, the I will not be lectured. Shout out to Kamala Harris and that VP debate. The I will not be lectured 15-ounce mug is available. If you go to my Instagram or TikTok and click the link in my bio and click new merch, you can get you one too. But if Dr. Fauci don't say that the vaccine is good, not having it. Shannon Collins with the $50 super sticker. Don't make me cry on here. Don't make me cry. I came to report the news. I did not come to cry. Thank you so much, Ms. Collins. So that is what Trump came out today. He came out and tried to take credit for Operation Warp Speed. Pfizer has already said that they weren't even a part of Operation Warp Speed. So you got that. Thank you, Liz Omar. Thank you, Shallow Bay Phase, for the super chat and the super sticker. So that happened today. He also, this what got me. Now, this is what got me. Thank you so much, Demetria White, for the super sticker. This what got me. He got right up to the line and almost said that Joe Biden won. Okay, so I see a comment. I'm going to pause right there. I see a comment that Fauci co-signed it yesterday on CNN. That's from Whitney West. Now, I'm going to have to go and Google that because I didn't see that. So I'm not calling you a liar, Whitney. I'm going to just have to Google it. Thank you so much for the information. Keep putting that comment. As I say things, if there's something that I missed, please put it in the comments and we can discuss. And everybody, Google to make sure that's accurate. And if Fauci has co-signed it, then, you know, we'll see what it is. But today with Trump, baby, he got right up to the line. Got right up to the line to say Joe Biden won. What he said was that his administration will not lock down, you know, go back into a lockdown mode, if you will, which one, nobody's been asking for that. But of course, he's made this thing political. And then he went on to say that, well, we won't, this administration won't, but the next, well, we'll see how it plays out, almost as if he was going to say, but the next administration. But he backed up, he backpedaled it and said, well, we'll still have to see how things turn out. There's really nothing to see how things have turned out. NBC has called Georgia. They called Arizona yesterday. We didn't already moved on from Arizona, but NBC and CNN called Georgia today. So Joe Biden is set to win the Electoral College at the same number. I think it's 302 Electoral College votes that Donald Trump won in 2016, which I might add, Donald Trump and his people called winning by a landslide. So I'm not sure where they are. Where's that energy for Joe Biden and his landslide? I saw another super sticker, Dat Chic 76. Shout out to you, sis. Shout out to you. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name, but I see Dat Chic 76. Thank you so much. So that was interesting. I'm like, okay. 1 second, y'all. I done got a little worked up, a little hot up in this hoodie. Let me cut this fan on real quick. And then I'm sitting back down. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm back. Just had to cut the fan on really quickly. So I thought that was very interesting. I chose not to watch the remainder of the press conference after he said that. I saw what he had to say. He brought up some experts. Apparently Mike Pence spoke as well, but I had already clocked out because I've already made up my mind about how I'm going to proceed. I have no issues with continuing wearing this mask. Y'all know I love my Christ over culture mask. I have a No Man Pam mask. I haven't worn it in a while, but I have no problems wearing that until we have an effective vaccine, until we have an effective treatment. And even then, I'm gonna be a little skeptical because I just don't know what y'all doing. So I'm waiting on Dr. Fauci. Our good sister in the comments said Dr. Fauci co-signed it yesterday. I'm gonna have to Google. Y'all Google as well. Real quick, let me do some housekeeping. Margaret Rodriguez with the super sticker. Thank you so much. Tracy Jones with the super sticker. Thank you so much. Gracie, thank you so much. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for the super stickers. So that's that. Oh, somebody said, I love your sweatshirt. Yes, I voted. Okay, first off, y'all know I be doing merch, and I have a better way of doing merch now. If anybody originally, this was the original mug. Y'all remember this, the No Man Pan mug? Baby, this thing took so long for me to get out because I was doing it by hand. But now I have a company that I'm working with, and so things are smoother. So yes, you can get merchandise like this. I will not be lectured. Hello, y'all see my little logo. I will not be lectured. And you can get the I voted hoodie. It comes in a variety of different colors. If you go to my Instagram, go to my TikTok, the link is in the bio, and you can purchase that. And I think people are getting their orders like within a week. So you can get your merch from there. I'll actually put a link in here too. Hopefully I don't forget while I go through this, but I'll put a link in here too. Thank you so much, Tammy Thurston. Now, Tammy, I got to shout out Tammy because I love saying Tammy last name like Thurston. I don't even know if that's how you say Tammy name, if y'all see her in the comments. But shout out to Tammy Thurston. She's a good Patreon person as well. She subscribes to my Patreon. Thank you so much, Tammy. I see you. Tracy Vincent said CNN cut the press conference. I mean, I don't really blame them. Like, who's... like, we ain't learning nothing new. Cornelia Lanier, thank you so much for the super sticker. And Daryl Brooks, thank you for the super comment. Excited about the book club. Yes, that's another thing. We do have a book club. Our book club is meeting on the 28th. I'm gonna just have to put the link in here. I didn't even think of that. Y'all, sometimes I don't be thinking about certain stuff, but yes, I'm gonna just have to put a link in there so everybody can go and join if they want to go and join. So that happened today, which I guess on one end you could say that Trump is coming around. I mean, thanks. Thank you for coming around. But okay, real quick, I just put a link in the chat. It should be coming up pretty soon. I put a link in the chat. If you're watching, you should see it under the Q with Q show. That is the link. Take that and it'll take you to my merch where you can buy this hoodie or you can buy this mug. If I decide to put this on the podcast, this audio on the podcast, people that are listening to the podcast, I'll put the link for you to get that merchandise as well in the show notes. But that link, you can get the merch and you can join the book club. We have a book that we are reading this month. It's going to be How to Be Anti-Racist. We meet on the 28th. You have to buy the book yourself, but to join the club, there is a fee. So you can join the book club. And then next month, we will be reading Barack Obama's new book, which I posted an excerpt about yesterday. So lots of things going on, lots of ways that you can support, lots of ways I'm trying to bring you in, so we can dialogue and have a good time. But all of this stuff ultimately helps me continue to do this thing full time. So thank you so much. Adrian Jones, did you look how to do a pinned comment? Yes, but it wouldn't do it. I tried to do the pinned comment. I really did. And it would not do it. Let me see if it'll do it from here. Let me see. Hold on. Put timer and use that. Yeah, it wouldn't do it. It wouldn't. So I'm going to have to figure that out again. I must have done something wrong. Just to bring y'all in, the last live we did, people were telling me to pin my comment, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. And I did look it up, but it didn't, I don't know, it didn't do it. So anyway, I will work on that. So that happened today. Another thing that's still happening is coronavirus is still going up. So people, please wear your mask. We are breaking records again. Like, we're breaking the records that we set earlier this year, which is really ridiculous. That's like really ridiculous, y'all, because we've gone through this. We've been going through this for 8 to 9 months. And I saw something today that I really didn't like. I saw an interview with Andrew Cuomo. Actually, he's on the TV right now talking to Anderson Cooper. But I saw him earlier today do an interview, and one of the reporters asked him, will the schools be shut down? And he said, yeah. He said that there was an agreement with New York City. Now, Andrew Cuomo is the governor of New York State. But in New York City, if the positivity rate went above 3%, then they would shut the schools back down. And so the reporter or the questionnaire asked, well, why would you do that to parents? And I think language is so important. I think it is so, I really didn't like that question because it implies that the governor or these governors that are taking proactive, well, really not even proactive, it's reactive because the rates are going up. So they're having to do stuff to curb that. So reactive positions, because we elect people in government to do certain things. There is a partnership that happens between the public and between the people that we impart power to, right? We live in a system, for the most part, where we, the people, operate this thing. And so when these governors are mandating mask orders or locking things down again or shutting things down for public safety, it's not that they are doing something to us. We, the public, have a role to play. And I just didn't like that because we, the public, are not holding up our end of the bargain. Yes, I'm wearing my mask, but I'm one individual. The collective, all of us, we are in a social contract that says we vote people into power so that they can make rules, regulations that we must abide by for our safety and for our future and for prosperity and all these things. Well, if we, the public at large, again, I know we wearing our mask. But if us as the public at large, we're not holding up our end of the bargain, and then our elected officials do things to preserve public safety, it's not that they're doing anything to us. This is the social contract that we agree to. So I really didn't like that. I think that language matters. We all need to encourage people to wear this mask. Put on the mask. Put on the mask. Like, it's simple. I told y'all the other day when I was doing the live that I'm starting to see in my gym more and more people, you have to wear the mask to get in, but my gym is 2 stories. And when people get upstairs, they either got the mask off or got the mask. This drives me. Got it like this. What is this going to do? Like, at this point, I'd rather you not even, well, I'd rather you have the mask on, but if you're going to wear it like that, just take the mask off. Just take it off because you're not doing anything. So I got the email for the general manager and I put the onus back on them because I'm coming in. I want to be able to work out effectively. Does this make it a little harder to breathe? Actually, my Christ over culture, it's harder to breathe in that one because the cloth is thicker. So I switch my mask when I go to the gym because this one is easier to breathe through. So I breathe through this one. So I wear this one to the gym. So I put it back on the onus of the GM, like, y'all need to get these people together. You enforce the policy, right? They're not holding up their end of the social contract. So I just think it's important that language matters. They are not doing anything to us. We as a society, we as the public, we have to hold up our end of the bargain. Whew. Shout out to you, CMO20SW. Thank you so much for the super comment. Jacquinette Jackie, thank you. Monty Cole, thank you. Let's see. Did you see another one of Trump's voter fraud law firms drop him? I did see that. We're going to get to that. So nice to see someone who has similar views to me. Warren was my babes too. Oh, thank you so much, Monty Cole. Yeah, Warren was a beast. We missed out on Warren. So let's talk about the lawsuits. We can talk about that. As of today, Trump is 0-13 of these lawsuits attempting to either throw out votes or challenge the legitimacy of the election, and it's just not happening. Like, one of the law firms dropped him today, was like, no, man, we can't do this no more. We can't do this anymore, which you would expect lawyers to act ethically when, especially, there's no fraud. Like, they can't find it. Election security officials in Trump's own administration can't find it. Like, it's not a thing. And there is a rally that's going to take place tomorrow in Washington, D.C. I think it's called Stop the Steal or something like that, which is being orchestrated. It's being orchestrated by people that support the president. And he even tweeted, I believe today, saying that he may make an appearance by there. Like, this is just crazy. Like, this is crazy. I would not encourage counter protesters to go out there. I mean, honestly, for what? They're protesting for nothing. Like, it's going to be a done deal when these states certify. So allow them their space, right, to exercise their constitutional right, freedom of speech. Allow them that. I wouldn't even waste my time to go out there to counter protest that. For what? The states are moving forward with certifying it. So it It is a waste of time for me. That would be a waste of time. So that's supposed to be happening in Washington, D.C. Good thing about Washington, D.C. is Washington, D.C. is fully equipped to handle people exercising their constitutional right to speak. Again, dissent, not disrespect. Those people have the same right that we all do to go out there and make their voice known. I mean, go ahead. Make your voice known. You ain't finna disrupt me. Go ahead, because we're going to certify this election, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris going to be down there in that White House. Excuse me while I take a sip. Whew. And let me just give a shout out to everybody. If I think I am going to put this on the podcast. Shout out to the people listening on the podcast. Shout out to you all for streaming on YouTube. And shout out for you all for supporting me. Thank you so much. So I do want to get into the Elizabeth Warren tweets because I thought they were phenomenal. Oh shoot, let me get the phone. The Elizabeth Warren tweets were absolutely phenomenal. And y'all, I've been going back and forth because, some people are saying, they want her to be the new Secretary of Treasury because she's really good with the finance and her work with the Consumer Protection Bureau, establishing and working and all that other stuff. And I'm kind of like, yeah, I wouldn't mind that, but I also don't want to lose her voice as a senator, right? Because if she starts to work within the administration, she won't be able, well, not that she won't be able to, but, she's going to have to stay in a certain lane, right? If she's working Treasury, then what we expect to hear from her or, the status is that she focuses all her energy on that. As a senator, she gets to have more of a macro approach, right? Micro is very targeted, but macro, like being able to look at various things at once, being able to push policy over here for student loans and then push policy for affordable housing, push policy for raising the minimum wage, a livable wage, right? Because there's a difference. Minimum wage and a livable wage. Because just by saying $15 an hour, that may not work in all states and that may not be feasible. Like $15 an hour, I would dare say, is probably still not enough for New York, California, certain parts of California, DC, and then certain standards of living might not call for $15 an hour. Like Kentucky is a really poor state. I'm not sure what their major metropolitans look like, but their cost of living is not as high. So is it feasible to really raise them to $15 an hour when a livable wage for them might be 11? So context, right? And I'm not saying that that's a fact. I'm just saying context in what we're looking at. So I don't really subscribe to $15. I subscribe to a livable wage per the state and per what it costs to live there. Like that just makes sense to me. Anyway, I say that to say that Elizabeth Warren would be able to kind of look at all those things, right, as a senator. So I'm not really sure if I want her to be pulled out of the Senate to solely focus on like the Treasury as opposed to being in the Senate and heading up a committee that would oversee the Treasury, right? Like I think I like that. I think actually, let me stew on that a little bit more. As of right now, speaking it, I'm about 75% sure that's what I want. But let me chew on it for a little bit. But I want to pull up the tweets that Elizabeth Warren was talking about, which I absolutely loved. I was like, see, this is why you my girl, Lizzie girl. This is why you are my. That's why you my dog. That's why you my dog, Lizzie girl. Okay. I think I want to be a rapper, but I'm not. I can't rap. I think I want to be a rapper, but I cannot rap. Man, I posted it. Where are Elizabeth Warren's tweets? Because they were really, really good. Okay, here we go. So she starts off. She posted like a thread, so it's like 9 tweets. Before I get into this, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. Thank you so much, MB Lady Longlegs 85 for the super sticker. I lost the other one. I'm so sorry. Somebody else did one, but it just disappeared on me. Shout out to everybody that's doing super stickers and super chat. Tawana Hill, thank you so much. Y'all definitely hop on the super stickers, hop on the super chats. I will also give my Cash App in that really quickly. Oh, wait, that's right. I'm gonna give y'all my link tree where you can buy merch and stuff like that if you'd like. If you're watching, it's in the comments. Again, if you are listening on the podcast, then I will put that in the show notes. So shout out to you all. That is definitely a way where I can, continue to keep doing this thing full time. So thank you so much. So let's get into Elizabeth Warren and her tweets, which were Awesome. All right. So she fired off like 9 tweets, right? Sis did a thread. So it starts off by saying President-elect Biden has already committed to re-entering the Paris Climate Accord, reinstating DACA, which shout out to my Hispanic, or not even my Hispanic, because it's more than just Hispanic people that are under the DACA program. Shout out to my DACA recipients, my brothers and sisters. We see y'all. Let's see. And ending the travel ban against certain Muslim countries, which, yes, I mean, I don't even know why that was a thing, but well, I do know why, because of racism. Point blank and the period. But there are lots of big changes that the Biden-Harris administration, one second, phone is ringing, that the Biden-Harris administration can achieve on day one. So I'm like, okay, well, what can they achieve? What can they achieve? Now, number one is my favorite. Number one is my favorite that she put. Sis said Biden-Harris can cancel billions of dollars in student loan debt, giving tens of millions of Americans an immediate financial boost and helping to close the racial wealth gap. This is the single most effective executive action available for a massive economic stimulus. Can we just sit down for a minute? Can we just take that in for a minute? Let's take that in. Do you feel that? Because I felt that. I'm talking about today. I was just talking to somebody earlier because they kept saying, you talk about student loans or not? I'm like, yeah, because I have them. So y'all know, or if you don't know, I have an undergrad and I have a bachelor's and a master's in social work. There should be no reason that I walked away with $80,000 worth of debt, especially one, I'm not a practicing social worker anymore. I kind of transitioned, to do this now because I love this, but I still use that education. But there's no reason that I should have walked away with $80,000 worth of student loan debt when the cap in most states for social workers is $75,000, like maxed out. Maybe 99, but that's talking about putting in 20 years. And I'm not even talking about California because they're on a whole different pay grade. But maybe $99,000, but we talk about putting in 20 years and it's the specific industry or specific place of employment that you work at. Nobody's making that at like CPS or Child Protective Services. So there's no reason that I went to school to be a social worker to help folks and I walked away with $80K and my profession at best is gonna pay me no more than $99K after 20 years in a field if I'm in the right type of placement. It's not equitable. That's my biggest thing. It's not equitable for the type of degree that I got. So absolutely. Oh, shout out to you, Queen. Queen Nick, you're a social worker too. We love to see it. It makes no sense. And there are other professions. You got teachers. Thank you so much, Patrice Barber, for the super chat, for the super sticker. You have teachers. You have people that go into not the most glamorous type of field that walk away with tens of thousands of dollars worth of student loan debt when a degree. Shout out to my people who don't have a degree, but people with degrees, when you re-enter the workforce, that is a public good. I am a firm believer in that. Whether you go into the public or the private sector, that degree allows you to do something that we as the public need as a whole. So there should be no way that we people or you people who get these degrees are saddled with so much debt. That's just ridiculous. And to Elizabeth Warren's point, that would be a massive economic stimulus. Baby, if y'all cancel my student loans today, I promise you I'm going down there to the bank to get a home loan. I promise you I'm finna get a piece of property. I promise you. I might even get a new car. I might get a car. That is going to get people to spend money, which boosts the economy, since y'all love that so much, and people love the economy and capitalism so much. That would be the direct way, because you would free up thousands of dollars for people to spend on stuff. Maybe even stuff we don't need, but that's another story. Okay, let's go into the second thing that Sis tweeted. The second thing that she tweeted, or the second on the list, rather, Biden-Harris can Biden-Harris can lower drug prices for millions by producing key drugs like insulin, naloxone, hepatitis C drugs, and EpiPens at low cost using the federal government's existing authority to bypass patents for pressing public health needs. Now, I didn't even know that was a thing. Thank you, Elizabeth Warren, for educating me. I didn't know that they could bypass patents if it was a public health need. It's absolutely a public health need. It is absolutely a thing. They should absolutely do that. I mean, of course, some people will call them socialists, but like, this is stuff that people actually need. We're talking about insulin. We're talking about hepatitis C drugs, EpiPens. These are real things that real people need. So absolutely, that's something that they need to get on it. Somebody said, Shallow Bay Phase in the comments says, yes on EpiPens. Come on now. Come on now. Third thing, Biden-Harris can issue enforceable OSHA health and safety standards for COVID-19, so giant companies don't escape accountability for workplace conditions that expose workers to serious harm and even death. Now, that is one thing that I have been noticing a lot. A lot of people have been talking about how the Trump administration wouldn't even put forth OSHA policies so that if people were mandated to come back to work, that they would be able to do it in a safe way. Now, that's just crazy. That's crazy. That's really crazy that they wouldn't do that. And no, I'm not going to say that. I'll reserve that. You can't claim to love the American people. You can't claim to want to see everyone prosper or for the people to prosper, and you don't put in policies and procedures to protect them. We have certain laws on the books because of that means somebody in the past abused certain people groups or certain laws. Like it's not for naught. Definitely hit the like button. Subscribe to the page if you're not subscribed. Share this with somebody because we're going to run the list. If you could go ahead and share it, text it to your friends, people, because the people need to know. Okay, we're trying to grow our YouTube here. We're trying to grow. We're trying to grow. We're trying to grow. Share this live, please. Thank you so much for the reminder. Again, see, I don't be remembering that. Share, like, comment, subscribe. That's what the people say do. Super stickers, all that. Thank you so much. But you can't claim to love the American people or love the American experience or want to see people prosper when you don't put in simple stuff to help the people. And I feel like I'm about to get a little emotional. I feel like I got some tears back there. Wait a minute. Emotional walls. I'm not going to cry on camera. Not going to do it. I didn't cry on camera in front of y'all enough. But you just can't do that. I understand capitalism. Trust me, I do. I understand the need for people to make money, and I understand how that pushes our nation forward and is one of the reasons our nation is a superpower. But there is a balance to be struck to where you don't care so much about profits and money over the people that you need to make the money. Like, I had to exhale twice because sometimes I just don't understand. I literally just don't understand sometimes, and it's very annoying. It's very annoying to hear people say, you care about the people, or you care about the American experience, or you care about America, but yet and still you treat her people the way you do. Anyway, number 4 on Elizabeth Warren's list, Biden-Harris can raise, so we already talked about this, can raise the minimum wage for all federal contractors to $15 an hour. So there's a distinction. I didn't say federal contractors, she did. So she's talking about federal contractors, a very specific niche of people. Excuse me. Y'all, somebody, okay, yeah, I was going to say somebody's comment just got flagged in the comments. It's not showing. Yeah, baby, you can't, again, dissent, not disrespect. So it won't show up in the comments. I'm just going to say the cursing is not going to be allowed. It won't be shown. So again, dissent, not disrespect. Said that in the beginning, please stick true to it. So your comment, I do see here next to me, the comment was flagged. It won't be shown. So let that just be that to everyone. And please don't try to go around it. I see you, Amy McKnight. And please don't try to go around it and put different characters so you can still say what you want to say. Dissent, not disrespect. Back to Elizabeth Warren. Biden-Harris can raise the minimum wage for federal workers to $15 an hour. I don't really have an opinion on that because I'm not well versed on the federal contractors and all of that. I'm definitely not about to sit here and try to make y'all think I know all things when I do not. But Elizabeth Warren say that on number 4. So go ahead and Google and research that one. Let's move on to number 5. Biden-Harris can build on their commitment to establish a racial and ethnic disparities task force by collecting and reporting COVID-19 data and reviewing racial disparities in pandemic funding. I'll say it again. Number 5, Biden-Harris can build on their commitment to establish a racial and ethnic disparities task force by collecting and reporting COVID-19 data and reviewing racial disparities in pandemic funding. That's huge. That's huge, right? Because what we know is when the PPP loans came out, Black and brown businesses didn't really get it. A lot of it, even white businesses, sometimes I be feeling like we leave some white folks out. And some white folks are really our allies. And they have small businesses and got edged out too because they weren't connected to these big banks or didn't bring in these millions and billions of dollars and missed out on PPP. So we see you as well, white people, white allies, keyword allies, allies, okay? Not allies, not people that's trying to oppress. So I would agree with Elizabeth Warren, but I would also include those people who are not, we wouldn't consider ethnic disparities, to look into that because that wasn't right. You had rich people getting PPP while people, mom and pop stores or somebody who just opened up the corner store, somebody just opened up their fast food restaurant or somebody, I don't know, who does embroidery. Like all those people got edged out. You got businesses that have closed. So definitely, they need to definitely go back and look at that and tackle that and see how do you either make these businesses hold or how do you reinvest in these people to either restart their business or start a new business, something. Because that's not right. Why am I getting emotional again? Oh my goodness. Wait. Okay, I'm better. Okay. Whoa. Wasn't expecting that. Whoa, I might have to end this live early. Number 6. Biden-Harris can declare Biden-Harris can declare the climate crisis a national emergency to start marshaling resources toward addressing this challenge. Again, Biden-Harris can declare the climate crisis a national emergency to start marshaling resources toward addressing this challenge. Absolutely. I do not understand people who do not think that climate change is real. Baby, if you come down here to Houston, Texas, we get all 4 seasons. I'm gonna say we probably even got a 5th season. We get all 4 to 5 seasons down here in a day. Okay? Climate change is real. It's not, I got on a hoodie. It's not even cold right now. It's in November. Like normally November's like, what, 5 years ago, we'd be almost in wintertime, right? It'd be a little chilly, especially in Texas. It'd be a little chilly, a little burry. Baby, our winter don't start till January 10th. That Christmas be hot down here. Christmas, you can have tank tops, shorts, and sandals for Christmas in Texas, okay? Climate change is real. Miami, every time it floods, Miami about to be underwater. Like you see the tide continuously rolling in. That means our climate is changing. You're seeing temperatures rise in the Arctic. You're seeing glaciers falling. Why? That means it must be getting hotter. Even though it's still really cold, it's not as cold to maintain that status quo. So the climate is changing and there will be effects of that. Greenhouse gases, we've learned that when we were children, affect the air that we breathe. So we cannot continue to put profit over people. I understand people work in the oil and gas industry. I understand that people work in coal mining, even though some coal mines have closed and they say that industry is not coming back. I understand that people work in these industries that are harming our climate. What we need to do is find a way to transition them into clean energy jobs. I do not believe that we should edge those people out. I don't, because they do just have a job. And I also don't believe that the people that are operating these coal plants should be edged out as well. I think that they should get an opportunity before they're edged out. Thank you so much, GNN, for the super sticker. Before they are edged out, I think that we should give them an opportunity in collaboration with the government to transition their companies into clean energy production. And if they resist that, okay, then no man, Pam, get out. We don't have time for that. But I do think that there needs to be an opportunity, and I ain't talking about a 10-year opportunity to change gears. I mean, Biden and them coming in, we need to see y'all on day 3 of the administration and get this thing rolling. I ain't talking about no whole bunch of time. But I think there does need to be an opportunity for them to transition. There does need to be an opportunity for those workers that work in that oil and gas field to be trained into these clean energy production jobs. I do believe that. Now, if y'all resist, then we're going to leave you to the side. But we can't continue to do this thing knowing that it's going to harm the climate, knowing that it's going to cause people to have asthma and cancer. Like, we have a whole cancer cluster here in Houston because the neighborhood is by a plant. Whole cancer cluster. Like, we cannot continue to expose people to these things if we know they are damaging. That's the thing that really gets me, and I'm about to get emotional again. When we know it's damaging and we keep doing it, it's like, why? Do y'all care about money that much? Yes, I get it. We need money. I need money to keep these lights on. I need money to have this phone. I need, like, I get I understand money has its place, but in no, oh, wait a minute. But not at the expense of people. Like, come on, bruh. Come on. Not at the expense of killing folk, allowing people to suffer. I don't know if y'all ever know anybody that has cancer. It is not a great thing to go through treatment or asthma or these adverse medical conditions because of the positions that we're in. Let me move on. Okay, number seven. Okay, I'm coming back. Number 7. Biden-Harris can restore balance and competition by Biden-Harris can restore balance and competition by prioritizing strong anti-monopoly protections and enforcement. Essentially, what she's saying is that certain companies shouldn't be so large that they either edge out competition or that they make the market not uncompatible, competitive, making it hard for competitive, because capitalism, remember, competitiveness is supposed to be one of those pillars, but that's another conversation for another day. And that they can't monopolize the market. So you see a court case right now. I talked about it actually on YouTube. There's a video I did where the government is suing Google for breaking antitrust laws, basically saying that they are monopolizing this certain spectrum. Real short, what they're accusing Google of doing. So y'all know when you go on your search engine on, specifically on your iPhone, but I think on Androids too, if you open up your internet browser, 9 times out of 10, you automatically get, taken to Google, or even in your computers, you get taken to Google. What the DOJ is saying right now, while they're suing Google for antitrust, which is connected to what Elizabeth is saying at large, is that they have basically made it so that nobody else can compete with them. So they have a contract with Apple. Hold on, let me remember this because I did the video. Definitely check out the video, y'all. Go through my YouTube and scroll. Thank you so much, CM20SW. Thank you so much for the super comment. They basically have a contract with Apple to where they make Apple preload Google as our automatic default like search engine when we open our internet, or they lock Apple out of Google apps, right? So people that have like, let's say Google Gmail or Google Meets, like stuff like that, that's specifically towards Google that people actually use, they will lock other people out if they don't make Google search engine their thing. Now, when I first heard this, I'm like, well, that sounds like business. That don't, that's not what you're saying. That sounds like business. But apparently they do this so much that they are locking other people out of the competition, and that somehow violates antitrust laws. Definitely go check out the video I did. I explained it more in greater detail, but I can't recall all the facts right now. It'd be a lot that be jumbling up here. But I did a video on my YouTube. Definitely check that out, and you can see it's not long. I think it's like 10 minutes. And it was like maybe 3-4 weeks ago that I did it. So just scroll through and watch that. And it'll talk about that. So that's what Elizabeth Warren is kind of talking about at large, like these companies. You've seen her come at Facebook saying that they are getting too big. They're monopolizing Amazon. We've heard about how Amazon, if you start selling stuff on Amazon and Amazon sees that your product or whatever it is that you sell is doing well, Amazon will then create it as well and put it to the top of the list so the consumer sees it automatically. So not only they say, or I've heard Elizabeth Warren use this analogy, not only are they being the umpire, but they're also being the player, because Amazon provides the platform for people to come and sell stuff on, and they're also selling on that same platform, and you don't get your customers' information. I know because I've sold my book on Amazon. I don't have nobody email from Amazon whoever bought my book through Amazon. So that not only do they get to keep your customers' information, but they also get to sell on the platform too. So she's talking about stuff like that, saying you can't be the umpire and the player. You have to choose which one you want to be. And I would agree with that. I would totally agree with that because it's not fair. It's not fair. And the last thing she said, which was number 8, was Biden-Harris can issue the strongest ethics and anti-corruption standards for executive branch personnel ever to padlock the revolving door between jobs in government and industry, reduce the influence of lobbyists, and eliminate conflicts of interest. I'm gonna read it again. Biden-Harris can issue the strongest ethics and anti-corruption standards for executive branch personnel ever to padlock the revolving door between jobs in government and industry, reduce influence of lobbyists, and eliminate conflicts of interest. So basically what she's saying is the people that got up in there and got corrupt, and she don't want them to be corrupt no more. So set standards and policies and issue ethics that their staff must follow so that lobbyists don't have their way in there or try to sway what they're thinking or push their policy due to corporate interest, and that people are not jumping from like, oh, I worked in the government, now I can work over here as a lobbyist and vice versa, and I have these connections. So that way you eliminate, like she said, conflicts of interest and essentially corruption. She didn't say that, but I'm gonna say that. Essentially eliminating corruption. We've seen a lot of that. Let me sit. I will not be lectured. We've seen a lot of that these last 4 years. So what she's saying is we need some new standards, some new policies, some new procedures, okay? Because we can't keep going this way. And I think that the Biden-Harris administration, I think they will do that, especially because they've seen how much corruption has happened, and then they have something to live up to, especially with the Obama administration not having a single scandal. Let's see. We got a super comment for Jacquinette Jackie. It says, let me see. Boom. Hi, Q. It's Jaquinta. Hi, Jackie. It's Jaquinta. But isn't that what Microsoft tried to do with Internet Explorer on the Windows platform? Sorry, this got in a little after the fact. Honestly, I would have to Google that. I don't know the answer to that. So everybody, let's take a moment to Google. Did Microsoft have some antitrust issues with Internet Explorer? And is this similar to the antitrust lawsuit that the DOJ, Department of Justice, DOJ, is bringing against Google and their search engine on other operating systems like Apple? Good question. I don't know, sis. I don't know. We got to see. We're going to have to Google. So I love Elizabeth Warren for putting that together. Because those are some practical things that they could do on day one, like she said. Like, even though we still have this whole battle for the Senate that'll take place in Georgia, there are still things that they could do regardless if those 2 Georgia Senate seats swing the Democratic way or not. And so I'm all here for that. Y'all, I'm putting the link again in my bio for you to get merch. I will not be lectured, and I voted. And I also put my Cash App, PayPal, and all those things in the comments as well, as you can see there if you want to support. Again, on the podcast, I'll put it in the show notes. So thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Let me give you an update about next week because it's going to look a little different. So somebody asked if I was going to go, if I am going to go on vacation. Y'all know this election season has been a lot. I find myself even this week, like, not waking up until 12 noon. So next week I am going to go on vacation. I am going to put this mask on, and I am going to take me a trip down there to Mexico. Now, again, mask will be on. I will be protected, but I need to be on somebody's beach hearing the waves crash. And I have found me a place. I'm even bringing my own food so I don't have to interact with too many people. I found a place that got a kitchen in that room, a Frigidaire. Okay, they got a little Frigidaire, so I will be there. So I'm not sure how much day to day, like everyday updates I'm going to be giving next week. But what I will do is I'm going to come back to YouTube. So we will do a recap. So I will keep my ear to the street on what's going on, and then we'll do a recap on YouTube. But I'm not sure that I'm going to do, every time breaking news happens, because what I really want to do is just kind of really detach, and then I'll tap into the news, if I need to read some articles for a specific amount of time, and then we'll come and talk. The vacation is only from Monday to Friday. And then I think I get back to the States like Friday afternoon, I believe. So I may even, jump into the swing of things on Friday. If not, then we'll pick it up Saturday. So that is what we're doing. Just remember, Monday to Friday, probably not day to day all day, but for sure, we're going to do an Instagram live. Instagram live. We're going to do a YouTube live here. So make sure you subscribe. We're going to do a YouTube live. I will select a time. Somebody say hazmat suit. I actually got one. I got one from Amazon. I should have brought it out. It's in there. I do have a hazmat suit. I don't know if I'm gonna wear it though. I don't know if it calls for that now, but I did buy one during this time and I haven't worn it. I originally bought it because I was gonna wear it to go vote, but by the time we got to voting, we had found out more about the coronavirus, and you just need to put your mask on and social distance. So we will do this. I don't know a time. I'm gonna do it at every day at the same time. Thank you so much for saying, be careful. Thank you. I see your comments saying be careful, enjoy. Thank you so much. I will definitely do that. So again, Monday to Friday next week, that'll be that. If you all, again, for the last time, if you'd like to contribute so I can keep doing this thing full time, boom, I just put my Cash App, my PayPal, my Venmo in the comments. I'm also going to drop my link tree. I'm going to figure out how to pin stuff too, because y'all say pin it to the top so you could always see it. I have to figure out how to do that. I'm going to put my link tree in there too, so you can get merch like I Will Not Be Lectured To mug, or the I Voted shirt. And some of y'all have asked, the Trump You About to Lose Your Job mug, that's coming back. I just have my graphic guy, design a transparent layer on it so that I can put that on a mug as well. So keep a lookout for that under new merch. Thank you all so much for rocking with me and for supporting me. I do think that I'll be working over this weekend. I love you. Again, dissent, not disrespect. Y'all have a great night, and I will see you again.